Now let's talk about dealing. We've got through the testing process, and now we're looking at how do we repair them? Do we repair them or do we remove them from the fleet? If the repair approach is used, how do we get the vehicle properly repaired? How do we make the owner retest the vehicle as an enforcement? If we go to the removal approach, how do we make sure that we keep the vehicle out of the fleet? And then if we do take it out, how do we provide transportation to the person losing their vehicle? So these are the questions that we must face. Let me see. The repair approach is used in all locations in the U.S. There's not been a mandatory total removal of vehicles unless they fail the test multiple times. About half of the U.S. states separate the repair and testing function in trying to improve the honesty in the management of the program. But the other half does allow the testing station to repair the vehicles. Most states require repaired vehicles to be retested, but they may let the repair station do the second test. Now, the problem there is if the dealers repaired your car, they usually want to tell you it passes now. So normally I don't think that's very good. So I wanted to say, well, what does our studies of on-road testing say? How is the repair approach working? Okay, here we took, in the same study, we collected vehicles from on side the road that had failed the test when they went to through the repair. Now here, ideally, the cars would be repaired, and they would there would be a zero failure rate on these cars because they theoretically failed, gone through the repair process, and now they're out on the street driving. This is 1 year later. They looked at two kinds of stations. One type of station they called control stations, and these are stations who they think did a very good job of repair. They were quality places for doing repair. Even if those 38% of the vehicles who had failed the test failed it again within a year of going through the process. If you go to the uncontrolled station, it's terrible. 68% of the cars were failing the test within a year of when they were tested and repaired. So this is a very negative of doing program. I want to talk just a minute about removal of vehicles from the fleet. California and other states operate voluntary removal programs. In California, vehicle owners are given $1,000. Actually, low-income people can get $1,500 for vehicles that fail the I&M program or are pre-1990 vehicles in Los Angeles. These vehicles are destroyed, and the program has limited funding, so it could run out if enough people came forward. But we also, in Los Angeles, gave temporary emission credits for companies to buy and remove vehicles from the fleet. So this is another way to try to get these older vehicles out of the fleet. In all cases, the engine blocks of the vehicles are destroyed immediately after the vehicle is surrendered to make sure that this engine does not come back in to the fleet.